I did not pull up the chat yet. I always fucking forget to do that. Why does my Grand Theft Auto icon keep moving? The fuck? Alright, there we go. Let me make sure Nox isn't running, right? Is everything closed that's supposed to be closed? I guess it doesn't matter. I need to monitor the chat anyway. So that's live. We're gonna wait for people to roll in. I think the only one that doesn't ever launch is Twitch. But whatever, we'll figure that out. What's going on, Wiz? What's up, man? Let's see. That is starting to show up. Shadows in the chat. Shout out to my boy. What's up? And I guess we should probably work on promotion at this point. Hold on, let me hit the share button here. What's up, Dale? What's going on? Why is it still saying the Heavenly Podcast? I fucking hate this shit sometimes. It's not on gaming, it's on entertainment. Twitter? Yeah, for some odd reason the YouTube one doesn't show up properly. Okay, what's up, Panda? What's going on, my guy? So what if I do go to... Okay, there we go. Oh shit. That is not what I wanted. Okay. Support, blah 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 blah. Share. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay, post. Alright, so I just have to do that every single time now, which is really annoying, but whatever. What's going on, guys? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Good to see you guys today. So, today, we're going to be addressing a few things. We're not really particularly talking about any particular... Where the fuck is my brain today? We're not talking about anything over the top today. I just wanted to address some things that some people were trying to get at me after yesterday's Canon culture and last week's. Like, just... It's very interesting, so we'll get into that, but the first thing I want to let you guys know is the SoundCloud version of Canon Culture is going to be available today. The first episode is going to be up and live today until I run out of space, and then as I do more episodes, I'll make them temporarily available until we can get more Patreon people to help me support that, because it's a little difficult to continuously to upload to SoundCloud, and I want an audio version available for people because the thing with iTunes and Spotify has not gone through yet. So that is the only way to get the audio version. Otherwise, you'll have to watch on YouTube and Twitch. So the SoundCloud version is going to be available today after today's show. So if you guys also want some updates, you guys can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All of that stuff is in the description, so you guys can go down there and follow me on that stuff. And also, one last thing, if you guys want to submit any topics, anything that you guys find interesting, anything you want a live reaction video about, anything you want a discussion video about specifically, or something you just find interesting, or something you want the community to check out, not just me, you guys can tweet that stuff to me on my Twitter. That is also in the description, or you can submit it in my Discord, which there is a specific link down. It should be... Yeah, it's in the description, so it's after the Streamlabs and the Patreon stuff, so you guys should see that. It's in the first 3 lines. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's show. So let's see. The first thing I want to talk about is I am very, very excited and proud to say that I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. So before the movie dropped, obviously you guys saw yesterday's episode, and if you didn't, you can go back and check that. There's a playlist on my channel. But as of today, Black Panther has broke some very interesting records, as we knew it would, and I'm so glad that I have seen this movie twice. I'm so glad that I paid and supported this film, because it's just something for the culture. As of today, well, I guess it's yesterday, really, the numbers came out that the opening weekend box office sales for Black Panther have been the highest of any February opening, I think, of all time. I'm pretty sure of all time. Yeah, because before it was Deadpool with 135 million. That was one of the biggest box office openings in all of February and all of film, period. This one, from Friday to Sunday, made $201.8 million. That's opening weekend. So, and as you guys know, we had President's Day here in the States. The last movie to come out that was that successful was Deadpool. It also came out, and it was a President's Day weekend, and I think it ended with 143 million or something like that. But as of Friday to Monday, which was yesterday, right? Yeah, because today's Titty Tuesday. It cleared $235 million. And let me tell you guys, I'm super hyped and I'm excited that that has been a thing. I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad that it's happened. And it's also the highest box office opening weekend for a non-white male director. And it just, I'm glad, because Ryan Coogler is my guy. I like a lot of the stuff that he's worked on. I loved Creed. I loved Fruitville Station. Like, these are just projects that I'm like, yo, I want to support the culture. So I wanted to get that out of the way. And then I wanted to dive into the opinion stuff today, because this apparently was a huge deal on people's minds. This was apparently something that I wasn't supposed to speak about, but people were personally going at me. Like, I mean, it's very interesting to see. I'm going to actually pull up a few of the posts here, because as I was talking about it, people were just all of a sudden just shocked that I had this fucking opinion that I think, oh shit. Oh no, I thought he followed me. Okay. I have this opinion, and this is my personal opinion, so, you know, I could understand how some of you guys will feel some type of fucking way because you want to put your feelings into factual statements and shit like that, which people usually do because they don't know how to separate the two. But I made the statement yesterday, and I also made the statement on Facebook and on Twitter, and people were going fucking at me. That Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger is far better than Heath Ledger as Joker. Okay, and I understand that people are just like, oh, but Heath Ledger, he's, you know, he's great, he's amazing, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna stop y'all right there, because a lot of you guys don't know his previous work, and a lot of people just put him on a pedestal because he died. Okay, I understand that Heath Ledger passing away has some type of effect on people. That's like, it's a unanimous decision that, like, you can't really argue with this. That Michael Jackson is probably one of the greatest entertainers of all time. Easily. You can't argue with that. Him dying, though, just solidifies his place as that. And it's just like, nope, nobody's going to be better than him. That's why I think it's very interesting that people put Tupac on the pedestal that he's on. Because if Tupac was still alive and was making music, I'm not saying he wouldn't have continued to make great music. But now there's no room for debate. There's no room for, to say this person is the greatest person to exist ever in this genre of body of work, because Tupac's dead. So it's like, you can only compare what was hot back then and what was really working back then compared to somebody who has had a long form running career. And I'm not saying that to disrespect Tupac, and I'm not saying that to disrespect Heath Ledger or the legacy that they left upon this planet, but I'm also saying Killmonger is way fucking, like, way better than the Joker. It just really fucking is. Like, I get it if you don't understand, like, oh, well, you know, I thought it was better in the Joker because his performance, this, that, and the other thing. The way I personally feel about it is just the way a character is delivered. And I didn't feel like Heath Ledger, like, he is a GOAT, like, without a doubt. He is one of the greatest. And that performance specifically, we're going to talk specifically about him playing the Joker. We're not going to talk about him in Brokeback Mountain because I think it takes some otherworldly chops to kiss a man in the mouth. But I'm just saying, as far as his performance as the Joker, it's like, okay, the Joker's reason to do things, the lines that he delivered, all great. But I just got way more attached to Killmonger because I felt like Michael B. Jordan's performance really had, like, emotional stake to it. It just made sense. It hit you with a specific chord that you're just like, whoa, this shit was fucking powerful. Okay? Not a single time did I ever feel that way about The Dark Knight and siding with the Joker and thinking the Joker was something like, yeah, you know what? I could get behind why the Joker feels like that. I agree with it. At no point, any time did I ever agree with the Joker in that movie. So that also plays to the character, not to the actor's performance. So you can only perform as well as the material that you're given. Given the material for Killmonger, it's already an unfair battle because I like Killmonger. I like his approach to things. Think of it as Black Panther is Martin Luther King and Killmonger is Malcolm X. So that's the kind of opposing sides. One was about peace and prosperity and really trying to get along with one another, and the other one was like, yo, we need to police the police. There's absolutely no way that we can allow people to demean and put our people down. Like, we just can't have that. And by any means necessary, do you need to defend yourself? Fucking defend yourself. So that is the kind of two things that you have here. Almost think of it like, maybe for some other people to think about it, think of it Magneto and Professor X. These characters were created with two different ideals in the same situation that, you know, the way they approached it is different. So I could see why a lot of people would be like, nah, Heath Ledger's better. But I mean, if you really look at it and you go back and you watch this movie, it's really just this scowly guy just talking with a fucking blah, 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 blah. Just like he has this grunt, like, it's this really grunge, uncomfortable feeling that I don't personally care for. That entire movie is like that. Like, the entire movie is set to where it's just, everybody's talking in a weird fucking voice for some fucking reason. Batman talks like that. Like, for what? For fucking what? I can't understand any of the lines that any of you are fucking delivering. Like, yes, it had some emotional stake to it, but just get the fuck out of your own asshole. And it's so much to where the Joker himself did not have any type of humanity to him whatsoever. This is, once again, this is the way I personally feel about it. And Killmonger had nothing but, like, personability to him. He had an attachment that you could, like, something that you could get attached to, where you're like, I like this character. So for all the people going in on me about, like, that's a stupid fucking opinion, you're wrong, this, that, and the other. First of all, you can't be wrong about an opinion, so shove that shit up your fucking ass, you fucking hypocritical bitch. And second of all, I can have any type of view that I fucking want. And for people to say, well, you have to defend your point, I don't have to do shit. I can have whatever fucking point I want to have for whatever fucking reason. Just like how some of you motherfuckers want to say that, oh, Heath Ledger is the best on-screen villain of all time. No, the fuck he is not. God, oh my God, absolutely fucking not. If anything, Christian Bale in Psycho was probably one of the best on-screen villains. But if you want to talk about comic book villains, motherfucking no, Killmonger takes the fucking cake because the performance is personable. You can relate to it. The character, you can relate to him. The way the lines are delivered, you can relate to them. They strike a chord, at least with me. So if you don't feel the same, I think that's great. Keep your fucking opinion to yourself, but you can't bash somebody else's opinion because you personally feel a certain way. And I never, not one time, told anybody your opinion is stupid for liking Heath Ledger over Michael B. Jordan. I've never said that. So in all of the arguments where people are going at me, calling me stupid and saying that I'm not allowed to have the opinion that I have, but you're allowed to have the opinion and then bash my opinion, first of all, I think, in comparison, Killmonger compared to the Joker is fucking trash. Heath Ledger was fucking trash compared to Michael B. Jordan. Are you kidding me? The fuck? Like, I'm allowed to have that opinion, but I'm not gonna tell you you're a stupid fucking idiot because you have your opinion. So that's just kind of what I wanted to go in about. And a lot of people are just really just trying to get on my head about this shit. Like, oh, you're just about the Black Panther hype right now. Let me tell you how the first chance I get, come September, I think it's September 10th to October 10th. It's an entire month. That is considered Latino Heritage Month. If there was a Latin superhero, or maybe not even a superhero, let's give it like some dope ass like action film that is primarily Latino, okay? If that comes out, best believe I'm gonna have the same fucking amount of energy I had for Black History Month for Latino Heritage Month. I fucking promise you I will. The same amount of fucking energy, okay? Because that's all I ever fucking give is consistent energy about a lot of the things I feel. Especially if I find out I'm wrong about something that doesn't have anything to do with my opinion, or I state a fact that's incorrect and I'm corrected about it. Okay, great. That may change my energy, because then when you state facts and shit like that, it sometimes changes the entire narrative. So if you're gonna state your personal opinion and believe it's fact, don't fucking talk to me. That you can't hold a fucking candle to somebody who only argues with what I believe is to be my form of logic. Now, once again, if I'm sitting here, what I'm saying is based on my own opinion, and I'm stating my opinion with factual statements, or I'm saying it with logical opinions, is that I believe this person's performance is better than somebody else's, and you disagree, great. We don't have to agree. But you also don't have to personally insult me because you don't agree with the same viewpoint that I have. Like, the whole point is that I respect your opinion for you having that opinion. I mean, fuck your opinion, though. Let's not get it twisted. I don't give a shit about what your opinion is. You could say the moon is better than the sun for all I give a shit. But fuck your opinion, bro. But I'm not going to disrespect you over it. So, I mean... So for everybody going at me on Twitter and on Facebook, you can go fuck yourself about that, all right? Get off your fucking white horse, you white knight motherfuckers, okay? So, and then that leads me into, I'm ready for Latino Heritage Month to happen because I want to see, I'm ready for, first of all, is there an Asian History Month? Let me just see. Is there an Asian History Month? I'm just about to Google it right now. Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. What month is it? Oh, it's in May. Okay, so May is specifically, you know what? It's going to be Asian American Month, bro. That's that Asian Heritage Month. Okay, I'm calling it right now in May. So if something dope with any Asian culture or whatever comes out in May, bro, I'm absolutely down for it. The same consistent amount of energy, I'll be excited for it because it's a move for the culture. The only thing I'm not excited for, because there is no such thing as White History Month, which there should never be because it's white history. I mean, just, you gotta logically think about it. I mean, just as much as some white people would say, oh, well, we don't need or even black people or people of color in general, just be like, we don't need these months. Like, yes, the fuck we do. I've seen one of my buddies, actually, I need to go unfollow him. I need to go block him real quick. Actually, I'll mute his post. I'm going to stay following him, but I got to mute his post. Because him saying Black History Month is useless, like, what's it for? I'm like, yo, do you just not give a fuck about any of your history whatsoever? Because this is a time to recognize all of the people that came before you, and really it's a spit in the face to any of your ancestors, any of the people that came before you that decided, you know what, something's not right, I'm not gonna put up with this, or even, I like this idea, let me run with it and create something from it. There are plenty, Black History Month is not just about, oh, slavery and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois. That's not what Black History Month is about. Black History Month is about appreciating those who came before you and just all of the accomplishments of the people that are currently with you in this time period. It is history. Everything is about history, and we're creating history every single day. And it just happens to be in the month of February, which is only 28 days, mind you, the shortest month of the year. That's the one time we get to really show out and celebrate Black heritage, Black history, just Black empowerment, everything. So I'm not saying, oh, that's the whole thing I'm about. I'm about to be on this wave all of 2018 because really this whole Black Panther is really just kind of the cornerstone of just really launching people in general, not just Black people, people in general, really just saying, you know what, I can do for myself. I really, really want to make it to these specific positions because I've seen these other people of color, just these other people, period, get to this point. So, you know, that's just how I feel about the situation. So maybe if there's a dope ass movie that's not about kung fu, preferably, like if we could get some type of rom-com that comes out with an Asian lead, that would be dope. I would like to see that. I would like to see I don't know how many of you guys have seen the movie Think Like a Man with Kevin Hart. It's based on the Steve Harvey book or whatever. Sanaa Lathan's in it. Who else is in it? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this. Out of all the people in here, Gabrielle Union's in it, Taraji P. Henson. How did I forget Michael Eli's in it? Oh, and Megan Good. Okay, so if you guys haven't had a chance to see that movie, definitely see that movie. It's one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. That movie, I would like to see a version of that, but with like Asian people or Hispanic people. Like that is the type of films that are going to start coming about now that we've seen that there's an audience for the things that people of color create. Not just Black people, but just everybody that's not white. And I say that because clearly white people can make movies. Clearly white people can sell, and like, it's not, we don't even really want to make it a race thing, but when it comes to white people, but we want to make it a race thing when it involves everybody else, because you don't see that many black, Asian, Hispanic directors really getting these $200 million movies and shit. So where they at though? Where they at? I want to see them, because I'm down for that. I want to see what other stories can be told by other people. And that's why Black Panther is so important. That's why Black Panther has really just set this thing like, okay, the black people were able to get it. Can I get my Latinos in here? Can we get some dope ass $200 million budgeted Latino films? And best believe, if there was one that came out, I would go see it. Absolutely. And I vibe with it. I think it's dope. I think the easiest entry point is to have a Latino superhero. I think that's a good entry point, because trying to sell a love story is great and everything, but it's like, how many people really go to see rom-coms? How many people really go to see love stories and stuff like that? Compared to a superhero film. I'm just saying, you know what? That's what needs to happen. And as much as I have been really like pushing and promoting this and really telling people like, oh yeah, I would love to play Nova in the Nova Corps movie that's supposed to come out in 2020 or 2021. I would love for them to cast a Latino dude. That would be really dope. For the MCU, that would be fucking awesome, because I'm pretty sure the second Nova, he was Hispanic. So that's who I want to see. I don't want to see another white guy on screen. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying there's too many of them. Okay? So I want to see when the first Nova film comes out, I want it to be a Latino lead. Okay, and I want it to be somebody who with chops, somebody who really can deliver on a main character, and I want the villain to be dope. Like, I don't know who the villain would be in this MCU mashup of the thing, because there's already the Guardians of the Galaxy, all 5 of the stones have been found, I think. The last one, I think, is, I don't know if it's the Soul Stone or which stone it is that Thanos hasn't gotten yet. But all of those stones currently exist, and I want to see some shit with Nova. That's what I want to see. So, I mean, I'm perfectly down with going to see a movie like that and make it huge as far as Latino heritage, bro. I want this guy to be from El Salvador. I want this guy to be from fucking Cuba, even, like, you know, from the Dominican Republic. Fuck all that shit, bro. Just give a dope Latino director $200 million and just say, go with it. This is Marvel's next thing. Like, I want to see what happens, because you saw what happened, what they did when they gave Ryan Coogler $200 million, and we have this amazing fucking movie. So, and that was just the first opening weekend, fam. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So I want to keep this same consistent energy, okay? So, you know, I'm very excited to see what comes forward after this. And I'm tired of getting, like, dragged, because I want to see something different. Like, it's easy to go with the same formula every single fucking time. Every time you make a superhero movie, okay, guy chases girl, guy loses girl, guy uses superpowers to impress girl, guy gets girl, girl dies. Or girl picks a different guy. Or girl and guy live happily ever after. Bro, come on now. I'm tired of seeing this shit. I'm tired of seeing it. It's just, there's so much room for more. There's room for everybody. It's like when you look at the YouTube space and you're really just like, other people see other creators within the same bracket as competition. There's no such thing as competition, okay? There's absolutely no such thing as competition, because it's the internet and the space is infinite, as far as we know. Everybody can eat. Every fucking body can eat, okay? So that's why it's very interesting when people talk to me and people are just like, Jay, you don't have beef with nobody? Nah. For what? Everybody can fucking eat. There are people I don't like, and there are people I don't wish them I don't have any ill will, and I don't wish their careers to go anywhere. I even the people that I don't like, I'll give you guys an example. For a lot of you guys who have been around my channel since I was at 50 subs, okay, and this was the piece of drama that launched me from 50 subs to 100 subs. Legendary Agwang, okay, he was talking some mad shit and saying something, and I was going at him on Twitter. I don't remember what it was, and Donnie was involved, and then Heavenly got involved, and that's how me and Heavenly became friends, and then I started talking to Donnie more, and this, that, and the other thing, whatever. To this day, I still don't really care for this guy personally. Do I like his content? Do I like the stuff that he makes? You know, the Dragon Ball Xenoverse mods and stuff like that. I absolutely respect that man for his hard work. Will I disrespect him on a personal level? You absolutely fucking right I will. But I can never disrespect his work ethic. And that's the type of respect I have as a grown-ass man to be able to say, okay, I don't necessarily fucks with this guy, but I like the way he works. I like the moves he makes, this, that, and the other thing. I don't have to personally like him. I don't. I really don't have to. But that's just a scenario right there. Where I'm saying is like, everybody can fucking eat, man. He can do his own thing. I can do my own thing. Everybody else can do their own thing. There's no such thing as competition. So when you have some of these YouTubers who are talking about, oh, I'm afraid to do this type of content or whatever, or somebody else is already doing live ranked videos or this, that, and the other thing, fuck all that noise. Just do you, bro. Just do you. If you market it better than somebody else, then it is what it is. And I know a lot of you guys came specifically from Heavenly Controller. That's my boy. I appreciate it. He and I have been friends for a really long time. So I thank you guys for showing up, but I'm not Heavenly. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not Heavenly. There's a specific vibe that he has, and there's a specific one that I have. So don't be expecting the same type of energy, the same type of shit over here, because I don't flip-flop. I don't change my opinion very often, and when I do, it really has to be significant. And I also don't dick around when it comes to dealing with people and their feelings. Like, if you don't like something on my channel, I won't even recognize it. I won't even give you the time of day. Sometimes he will. Sometimes he'll really, like, take something that he either doesn't give a shit about or really does give a shit about. Like, he just has a specific way that he does things. So, you know, it is what it is, man. And I appreciate him for always being real and upfront. And that's the way I am. That's why we're friends. Like, if any of you guys have ever heard any conversation before with me and him, it's just like, that's just the way to... Oh, somebody let me know that it's number 5. Yeah, I forgot to change it on Restream, so I'll change it right now. If any of you guys have ever heard any back and forth between me and him, you'd be like, wow, these guys really don't like each other. Nah, that's just my dude. Like, that's how we talk to each other. Fuck you too, bitch. This, that, and the other thing. I don't give a fuck what you have to say, this, that. And that's a dynamic that people don't really understand, that this is how two grown-ass men from our era, like, from the era that we don't give a shit. We'll call each other all sorts of fucking names and shit. It's not personal. It's not. It's never personal. The only time it's personal is when we say, hey, you know what, I want to let you know on some personal tip, like, I didn't really like what you said, this, that, and the other thing. And be like, you know what, my bad, dude. Squash it right then and there. He and I don't ever really have arguments, like, at all. We have very heated debates, which people would assume is arguing, but that's just the way it is. We know how to separate a debate from a personal, like, point of view. Like, oh, I think this girl is hot. I think that chick is ugly. Well, why do you think she's ugly? This, that, the other thing, boom, 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 boom. Okay, well, I think she's attractive because this, and this. Well, that's fucking stupid. I think that's dumb. And it's just like, it might be dumb, but I think the way that you're thinking is dumb. Da-da-da-da. And we'll just shoot shots back and forth. And then be like, all right, conversation over. Cool, let's go play some Overwatch. Like, it's never really been some personal shit. And a lot of people, a lot of motherfuckers really don't know how to separate those two things. Like, when you're having a professional conversation versus a personal conversation, those two things should never fucking cross. Ever. And if you ever do have a situation like that, that is something where you need to be grown enough to back the fuck out of. And that's something that I still struggle with, and I have to be very careful about, because a lot of people will put their feelings in the shit that they say. They will hoop and holler and call you names and all sorts of shit just to debate with you. And it's like, okay, I could understand why you feel the way you feel, but I think you need to tone it down because you're putting your personal feelings into it. Okay, because this is just a conversation about reaching a common mutual ground. Basically, the whole point of the debate is I'm supposed to not change your thought process. That's not my goal ever in a debate. My goal is to rarely ever change your opinion about something. It's just to raise the flag so that way you can see what somebody else's flag looks like. So if you're somebody going into a heated conversation, into a heated debate, and you have no urge whatsoever to see from another person's point of view, you have no business talking to me. So, and that happens a lot, but that's just how adults should communicate, is that I'm coming from a certain place, you're coming from a certain place. Where can we find some common ground to either agree to disagree or agree with one another? Or just completely disagree with each other entirely. But that shouldn't affect somebody's personal relationship. And I've had plenty of conversations with a lot of my boys about this, about the way that they feel about certain things. And I'm like, yo, it's cool the way you think, but fuck that shit, I don't agree with it. Like, so that's something that we do. And I have a few friends that are very, very close to me that don't do that shit. And they really need to check their fucking ego at the door. And sometimes I have to remind them like, yo, by the way, you are doing some stupid bitch shit. I just want to let you know. So it's sometimes that stuff happens. So, and it's never really gotten too much out of control. And I really wish people would not wear their emotions on their sleeves. I do, but I roll my sleeves up when I'm having a fucking conversation based on my opinion and my opinion alone, backed by factual statements. So it is the way it is, guys. And I just don't appreciate niggas coming at me on Twitter. I don't appreciate niggas coming at me on Facebook without having a logical point of view from their side. Okay? So a lot of people want to be like, Heath Ledger this, Heath Ledger that, or Justice League this, and Marvel's better, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's great that you have that opinion, but I'm gonna need you to back that up, okay? I can understand how, yes, Marvel has, without a doubt, because I'm a DC fan. I love both Marvel and DC, but as I was coming up, Marvel just really wasn't like that for me. DC was, because there was plenty of cartoons I could watch. Marvel, not so much. So you could see how when I see the Justice League come out, the very first Justice League, first of all, I didn't even think I would be alive to see a Justice League film because it was just so implausible to think that both Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, any of these characters would be in the same movie. So now that we get it, it's like, yo, as a DC fan, I'm very disappointed. I'm excited, but I'm very disappointed because I would have liked to see way more, way fucking more. So Marvel's taking the cake on that one. Marvel's taking the W's. Not saying that necessarily DC is taking L's, because they are. Let's not get it twisted. They are. But they're taking L's in order to learn how to create W's. So that is something that a lot of people don't take into consideration when they go Marvel versus DC. And it's like, do you want to talk about comics? Do you want to talk about the video games? Do you want to talk about the live action? Do you want to talk about the animations? Because if you're a Marvel fanboy, you definitely don't want to talk about the animations with me, because I will sit there and tell you every single DC film, how it performed, this, that, and the other thing. Shattered everything Marvel has done animated. It's just not happening. But that's DC. DC has the animation. They've had the animation on lock for many, 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 many years now. So, whereas Marvel really putting together live action shit, they just went in with an entire map. So, when you got DC, they don't have a map. They got ideas put up on a wall. Okay? That's what they got. They got ideas put up on a wall, and if they're like, okay, if this does well, we'll move here, and if this does this, and then we'll take this and move this back here in case it fails, you know, we'll just do Flashpoint and then flip the whole timeline. Then we'll take Batman again and we'll put him over here. He's not going to fight Superman, but then Superman's going to be evil, so we'll put this down here. That is how they organize their shit. Whereas Marvel just had a specific plan that they were like phase 1, 2, 3, 4, then we go into 5, Thanos, reset. That's it. So that's the way it is. And so when you have people who want to argue one thing against the other, they tend to forget this shit. They tend to forget, if you're going to try to include the whole big picture, or you're going to try to prove a point that, oh, Marvel is killing DC, blah, 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 blah. DC never had a chance in the first place because that's not their market. That's like saying, I'm a 10-year veteran being a lawyer, and Kobe Bryant is like, I bet you I can beat you in basketball. Well, no shit, you should be able to beat me in basketball. Nigga, I should not score a single point against you. What the fuck? That is not my market. That is not the thing I'm good at. But we get in a court of law, I will fucking wrap circles around your shit. The fuck I will. So that's not where your experience lies. It's just not. So when you compare apples to oranges and you wonder why one has different colored seeds, and you wonder why one gives you heartburn and the other one doesn't, and you're just like, well, these are the effects of both of these things. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I didn't want to go into way too much, but I kind of did anyway. So I want to see what you guys are saying down in the comments. We got about just under 5 minutes left, so let me see what you guys are talking about. Shazam's gonna be #1 in the DC universe movie. Hey man, I'm looking forward to it. The Rock got casted as Shazam. No, he got casted as Black Adam, which I'm excited to see him play a villain. That's gonna be dope. I can't wait. Dwayne Johnson is one of my favorite fucking actors, and I've already seen Michael B. Jordan, who is one of my favorite actors. Now I get to see one of the other one. Now I want to see Will Smith play like a legitimate villain. Like, I can't really count him for Suicide Squad unless he gets his own movie. Then all three of my like favorite actors, because they're all my favorites now. Like, over time, they have accumulated. My favorite actors have changed a lot over time. But now, as of 2018, those are my top 3. All 3 of them are villains. So, it's it's dope. And if there's anything you guys know about me, is I always try to root for the villains, because I like to root for the losing side. I like to root for the other team. That's just the way I like. Let's see. Marvel started with Blade and Hulk. Exactly. Yeah, we need Michael Bay to direct a Green Lantern. I mean, I'd be okay with that. I mean, I would prefer somebody else, but like, I would prefer a new director. Like, get somebody out of film school or something. Give them a fucking chance. I don't know. Maybe put them as an AD or something. I don't know. But you don't get a whole lot of chances in film. So let's see. I think DC live actions have bad writing. For example, Batman versus Superman. I can't equate that to writing. I would have to say that's a combination of Batman versus Superman was a combination of everything. Batman versus Superman was a kind of a combination of not just bad writing. I don't necessarily want to say bad directing, but the directing was not there. Producing, casting, it's just maybe not so much casting actually. We probably could have left casting alone. But there's just so many other things that they could have changed. And as somebody who only knows this much information, I can't give you the full picture of whose fault I think it is. As a consumer, as a smart consumer, excuse me, there's no possible way I could pinpoint whose fault it was in this particular scenario. I would love to, but I can't, unfortunately. And whoever it was, they know who they are, and maybe they still have a career, maybe they don't. Let's see, a Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan Bad Boys space movie would be lit. I'm gonna need you to stop right there. That would be amazing. I would love to see that movie. What's up, OG Noodles? How you doing, my boy? He said, I could see Amanda Waller hiring Deadshot to kill Batman in a Deadshot movie. That would be good, but what would make... Because obviously it's Will Smith. You're not gonna kill him. Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. And Batman being Batman... How would you end that specific fight? I think it would have to be Amanda Waller would... I don't think she would hire Deadshot. I think she would have him arrested first. And then say, I'm going to give you your freedom, but you have to take out Batman. Something like that. Or you have to team up with some other spy or something like that. Like Lex Luthor or some shit like that. Which is totally happening in the DC universe. That's kind of... unfolding right now, and it's just to really gather intel on the Justice League, because really Amanda Waller is not a villain. I don't want people getting that twisted. Amanda Waller is not a villain. She's more like an anti-hero, and really she's doing whatever she can to protect the human race, you know, in the various positions that she's had. Like in the comic and in the animated series, she had this point of, I'll do whatever I can to make sure the human race is not potentially like pushed to extinction because of these meta-human people. So I could understand. I like Amanda Waller. I like the way she thinks about things. We don't need the Justice League because all it does is invite a challenge from other species, other worlds, even things that currently exist on our own planet. Like the fact that Superman exists pushed Lex Luthor to the point where he was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some wild shit. Then you had Metallo, then you had Darkseid, and then you had Doomsday, and then you had fucking Brainiac. Brainiac probably being one of the worst scenarios that you could possibly get, because in the comics and even in the animated show, Brainiac almost always wins. Like, always. He is never truly beaten. Like, Brainiac always gets to a point where, yes, I've lost to Superman. Yes, I've lost to the Justice League. But best believe I will fucking come back. He's not a character that takes L's. He just takes a withdrawal. He never takes an L. He just doesn't. So that is not something that happens. And that's probably something I want to see be exploited in the next movie. That's something that I would love to see. Okay, Superman's alive again. what do we do with this? Well, we've been experimenting with the ship and this whole Brainiac concept and things, and we're gonna give it to Amanda Waller and Cadmus and Star Labs and see what they can do with it. And then they create this android body that turns out to be evil, and then it tries to destroy the planet, and it's up to the Justice League to beat it. The only thing is, it's a bioengineered machine, and it's just gonna take a little bit more than just the Justice League. And then, you know, that's when you get into really expanding the universe. But instead, we'll do Batman versus Superman. They'll fight Doomsday, and then they'll fight, you know, this whole Darkseid concept thing, because Darkseid's coming, because we want to set up this Thanos level a threat coming in, and we want to combat with Marvel and stuff like that. I think that's DC's problem, is they're trying to keep up. They don't need to keep up. What they need to do is let Marvel do their thing, build your universe. Start from the ground up and really set these characters in there, because for them to keep doing this thing where they'll do one thing, then introduce a character in their background, then they'll do another movie where they combine it, introduce another character in their background, like, that's a pretty consistent theme, because when you had Man of Steel, you just suddenly had Batman show up. Okay, so everybody knows who Batman is. We don't need his backstory or anything like that. Then all of a sudden, you'll have Wonder Woman show up out of nowhere in the next movie. What the fuck? Why? And then go back in time to give her her own origin movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was fucking amazing. But why are you going backwards? Don't you think you should have did a Wonder Woman film before Batman versus Superman? Which is really just the prequel to Justice League. And then going into Justice League, now they want to give Aquaman... They're going forward and then going back, and they keep trying to switch it up. And I'm like, yo, that's not necessary. Build your universe first. Let Marvel get to phase 4, phase 5, phase whatever. Let them do what they do. They've been building that for years now. You don't have the merit to be doing that. You don't, DC. So I think it's great that you think you do, but you don't. And even if you did, it's easier to establish one character at a time so people can like these characters. The reason why we like the Avengers so much is because we got attached to Hulk and Iron Man early on. That wasn't an MCU thing. They were just different characters with different movies. And then they gave us Captain America. And then they gave us several other characters, Black Widow, Hawkeye. And then all of a sudden they were like, let's jam everybody into the same movie. That's really where the MCU came together. Let's do this Nick Fury thing, Iron Man 2, blah, blah, blah. Bring everybody together. That's why the first Avengers was so great. You can't just make the combined movie and then put the spider... Like, you can't have your mass, right? You can't have it and then put the webs. You can't. It's stupid. It just looks dumb. But if you start with one at a time and then you piece them all together in this giant mass, then that's when you really get into actual universe building. So whatever you guys are doing, it's like... Stop. Just stop. Use Flashpoint the best way you can. Yes, erase everything. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Just everybody in that. Jason Momoa specifically was the best part of the Justice League movie, so definitely keep him. Start over if you need to. If not, really sit down and think about what does DC want to do for DC, not what can DC do to compete with Marvel. That's not what you're supposed to do, because then you start making all the wrong moves and then you look foolish to the internet. And everybody knows in the court of personal opinion, you do not win. You do not win. Do shit for you, DC, please. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So let everyone settle those storylines. Exactly, in Batman versus Superman, they tried to introduce Wonder Woman, but it was forced. Exactly, you know, a lot of that stuff is just like, oh my god, like, it's just too much. But anyway, guys, if you guys have anything else that you would like to talk about on tomorrow's show, once again, you guys can tweet me. You guys can tweet me anything you want, links, articles, anything like that, stories, whatever. Also, if you want to see a long-form version of that, go to my Discord and submit them there. You can do that. Make sure to follow me on all of my social links. All of those will be in the description of this video. You guys can catch it. The SoundCloud version, the audio-specific version, will be out tomorrow for this episode. and all the other ones will be coming out periodically until I run out of space and until we can get some more Patreon people. So if you guys want to, you guys can support all of that down in the description. And until next time, guys, this has been your boy JustJaySama, and I will catch you guys next time. Make sure to keep it canon.